Good afternoon to all the students. As you all know that chapter number 4 climate revision is going on in your online classes. So this is the chapter number 4, that is climate, and we are doing revision. So first thing, we must know that the basic difference between climate and weather. And whenever we are talking about climate, we are talking about average conditions prevailing over any large area for a longer period of time. So average of that atmospheric conditions is termed as climate. And when we are talking about weather, then weather, it means that we are talking about the momentary state of the atmospheric condition, that what are the conditions of the atmosphere at a moment or at a point of time. We can say at a point of time or at a moment. What are the atmospheric conditions prevail, that is weather. So this is the basic difference between climate and weather, that climate refers to, or climate means the average atmospheric condition over any area for a longer period of time, whereas the weather is the momentary state of the atmospheric conditions. When we are talking about climate, it prevails over a large area. We are talking about a large area. But when we are talking about weather, so weather is relatively smaller, covers relatively smaller area than the climate. So these two phenomena are generally इन दोनों को एक ही जगह यूज कर लेते हैं, but these are different in meaning. So climate and weather are different. Now the next thing which is important for this chapter is monsoon. That what do you understand by monsoon? So monsoon is an Arabic word. It is originated from the Arabic word mosim, and it means season. And literal meaning of the mosam is season. Mosam is season, and the definition of the monsoon word is the seasonal reversal in the wind direction during the year. So what is the seasonal reversal in the wind direction during the year? As we all know that during summer the winds are blowing from are southwest trade winds or southwest monsoon winds, and during winter these winds are blowing northeast trade winds as northeast trade wind. So that is the reversal on the wind direction during a year, from the southwest to the northeast. ये जो direction का reversal आया, that means this is monsoon. So India having monsoon type of climate, as we all know that India getting all its precipitation, 90% of its precipitation during the monsoon time period. Yes. Now there are lots of variation in the temperature condition. In yesterday's class, we discussed some of the fact question, that why the houses in Rajasthan having thick walls and flat roofs. So Rajasthan, as we all know, Rajasthan is a hot place. Here the temperature is very high. Two, yes. So why there are thick walls? What is the reason behind it? कि यहाँ पे थिक वॉल्स मतलब आप जब अभी भी रूरल एरियाज के अंदर जाएंगे तो देखेंगे गांव के अंदर जो घर है उनकी जो दीवारें हैं, कच्ची दीवारें, वो क्या है, उनकी जो वॉल्स है वो कैसी है, थिक है. सो द ओनली रीजन फॉर इट इज to prevent from getting too hot during summer and too cold during winter. So ये reason है कि summer के अंदर बहुत ज्यादा गर्म ना हो जाए, winter के अंदर बहुत ज्यादा ठंडी ना हो जाए. तो house के अंदर एक moderate temperature को maintain करने के लिए the walls are thick in houses in Rajasthan. The second thing, why roofs are flat in Rajasthan? So roofs are flat, as we all know. Here the precipitation or the rainfall is very low. तो very low rainfall है, तो यहाँ पे water जो है वो एक जगह इकट्ठा नहीं होता है, collect नहीं होता है. That's why the roofs are flat. और जहाँ पे sloping roofs है, it means वहाँ पे precipitation rainfall क्या है आपका ज्यादा है, इसी वजह से वहाँ पे क्या है, sloping roofs है. तो ये इस तरह से आपको confuse नहीं होना है. First thing. Now next thing, that is climate. Why is it the houses in the Tarai region in Goa and Mangalore having sloping roofs? वहां पे sloping roofs क्यों है, क्या रीजन है कि वहां पे sloping roofs है? तो the reason is that these regions are of heavy rainfall, and to prevent collection of rainwater on roof, the roofs are sloping. तो वहां पे इसी वजह से क्या है स्लोपिंग रूफ्स है, क्योंकि वो जो एरियाज है वो हैवी रेनफॉल एरियाज है. नाउ द थर्ड वन दैट इज व्हाई हाउसेस इन असम आर बिल्ट ऑन stilts. We discussed in our yesterday class because there are chances of flood in Assam. The Assam is flood prone area. Flood prone area means chances of flood in Assam. So this is flood prone area due to heavy rainfall. So the houses are built on stilts. And what do you understand by stilts? Stilts means set of poles that supports building. Set of poles that support building. So these are some questions discussed in our NCERT. Now the next thing is climatic controls or the factors controlling climate. So these factors are latitude, altitude, pressure, wind system, distance from the sea, ocean currents, relief features. So these are some of the factors controlling climate. Let's start the revision with the latitude. So what do you understand by latitude? So latitude is the angular distance of a place from the equator. So equator से उसका क्या angular distance है? So as we all know that as one move from equator towards the poles, the temperature is decreases. तो equator areas के नीचे tropics के पास में high temperature है, वहीं polar regions are colder regions. So as one move from equator towards the pole, the temperature decreases. The next thing that is altitude. So what is the role of altitude in controlling climate? So as one move from down to the upwards, as one move upwards, the temperature decreases. So temperature decrease होता है, उसकी rate होती है 1 degree for every 165 meter upward movement. तो mountainous areas का जो temperature है वो कैसा है? Low comparatively to the plain areas. Plain areas के temperature से mountainous area के temperature कैसा है? Low है. Now the next thing that is atmospheric pressure. So what do you understand by atmospheric pressure? As we all know that wind is blowing due to change in or due to variation in the atmospheric pressure. तो जहाँ पे प्रेशर लो है इसका मतलब क्या है? वहां पे विंड्स, वहां पे क्या है? वार्मनेस है. विंड्स क्या होगी? लाइट. लाइट जैसे ही विंड हो जाएगी गर्म होते ही वो क्या करेगी? अपवर्ड मूव, और रिजल्टिंग जो प्रेशर रहेगा वो कैसा रहेगा? लो. और उस लो प्रेशर को फिल करने के लिए हवा कैसे चलेगी? विंड कैसे ब्लो होगी? फ्रॉम द हाई प्रेशर एरिया टू द लो प्रेशर एरिया. सो लो प्रेशर एरिया और एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द मूवमेंट ऑफ विंड एंड विंड सिस्टम एज वी ऑल नो. Next thing, the thing which control climate, that is distance from the sea. So ज्यादा distance from the sea होगा तो sea और land bridge जो चलती है sea और land के बीच में वो नहीं चलेगी, और वहां का climate कैसा होगा? Continental climate. The climate is continental. और the places which are near to the sea or sea places are maritime climate. वहां पे climate कैसा होगा? Maritime. And here the climate is continental. Next one is ocean current. Ocean currents का क्या role है? तो some ocean currents, as we all know that on the basis of temperature, ocean currents are of two types: warm ocean current and cold ocean current. तो जहाँ पे cold ocean current चलेंगे वहां का temperature को क्या कर देंगे? low. जहाँ पे warm ocean current जाएंगे वहां का temperature को क्या कर देंगे? raise और high. The next one that is relief feature. Relief means landscape of any region, जैसे valley है, mountain है, plain है, plateau है. These all are relief feature or topographic feature. So that too affect the climate, as we know. Now move to the next thing, that is Coriolis force. So what do you understand by Coriolis force, students? Coriolis force is also known as Farrell's law. It is also known as Farrell's law, and this force is caused by the Earth's rotation. Students, as we all know that Earth is rotating as well as revoluting. It is rotating on its axis and revoluting around the sun. तो सन के तो बाहर से क्या कर रहा है? रेवोल्यूट कर रहा है, रिवोल्यूशन कर रहा है, और अपनी एक्सिस पे वो क्या कर रही है? रोटेट कर रही है. तो अब वो रोटेट कर रही है तो अर्थ पे जो विंड्स चल रही है वो विंड्स उसकी रोटेशन की वजह से, ड्यू टू द रोटेशन ऑफ अर्थ, दैट विंड्स डिफ्लेक्ट्स. वो क्या हो जाएगी? डिफ्लेक्ट होगी, डिस्टर्ब होगी अपने मार्चिंग में, एंड दैट डिफ्लेक्शन इज somewhat known as Coriolis force. So the Coriolis force is responsible for deflecting winds. Now let's see that it deflects the winds in right direction in the northern hemisphere, while in southern hemisphere it deflects the wind in left direction. So students, it's now clear that the Coriolis force is also referred as or also known as Farrell's law, and it is caused due to the rotation of the अर्थ. तो ये आपको क्लियर होना चाहिए कोरियोलिस फोर्स के रिगार्डिंग, रोटेशन ऑफ द अर्थ से हो रहा है, और क्या होता है. Now the next thing. Yes, now the next thing, students, that is jet stream. So let's discuss the jet stream. So jet stream is the upper air circulation. Jet stream is upper air circulation. So what is the height of the jet stream where the jet stream flows? That is near about 12 kilometer, or we can say 12,000 meter. So that is the altitude where the jet stream flows. Now let's talk about the speed of jet stream. So the jet stream is somewhat having uneven speed during various season. So if I'm talking about the speed of jet stream, now you can see that jet stream during summer, the speed of the jet stream is 110 kilometer per hour, while during winter, its speed is 184 kilometer per hour, 184 kilometer per hour. Okay, so that is the that is jet stream. So jet stream क्या है? एक jet stream is upper air circulation. तो ये आपको clear होना चाहिए. Jet stream is upper air circulation and it flows at a very high altitude. तो उस पे ये flow करता है. Okay. Yes. Okay, students, now the next topic which we are going to discuss is Western cyclonic disturbances. So first I want to explain what do you understand by cyclone, that what do you understand by cyclone. So cyclone are the low pressure at the center and wind move inwards to fill that low pressure. So that are cyclone. So here we are talking about western cyclonic disturbances. So western cyclonic naam kyun pada? Because they are coming from west. Because cyclones winds always take name of their origin. वो अपने origin से name को लेते हैं. So these cyclones are coming from west side. That's why these are known as western cyclones. Why these are known as disturbances? Why disturbances word is there? Because these cyclones disturbs the existing climatic condition prevail over the western and northwestern part of India. So that's why these cyclones are known as western cyclonic disturbances. Why these are known as cyclonic? Because these are cyclones having a low pressure at its center and winds move inwards to fill that low pressure. Western word here stands for because these cyclones are coming from west, and disturbances words are there. Disturbances words are there because it disturbs the existing climatic condition prevail over the western and northwestern part of India. So where these cyclones are originated? So these cyclones are originated on Mediterranean region. Mediterranean region, where is the Mediterranean Sea? You can see in this picture. Now you can see in this picture. Yes, yes, this one is Mediterranean Sea. Look at the figure 4.2. You can see this one is Mediterranean Sea, and these cyclones are originated here, and these are coming under the influence of jet stream. This one is jet stream. You can see the index subtropical westerly jet stream. These are jet stream. So these jet stream bring these cyclones into India, and these cyclones resulted into rainfall or precipitation in western and northwestern part of India. Northwestern part of India. So this is the role of tropical cyclonic disturbances, and these cyclones are coming during winter season. Yes, these cyclones are coming during winter season. तो विंटर सीजन के अंदर जो है हालांकि अमाउंट ऑफ रेनफॉल इज बहुत कम होता है, but this is very good for the rabi crop. The crop which are growing during winter season, that's our rabi crop. Okay, students. So we discussed about the western cyclonic disturbances. The next phenomenon is intertropical convergence zone. So we can say in abbreviated form, that is ITCZ. So intertropical convergence zone is a belt of low pressure. Low pressure belt है कहाँ पे? Near to the equator or at the equatorial latitudes. So to fill that low pressure, winds are coming from northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. That is why the name is intertropical, and these winds are converge here. That's why the name is intertropical convergence zone. Why the name is intertropical convergence zone? Because the winds from northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere converge in this low pressure zone, and that's why this zone is known as intertropical convergence zone. So the wind from the northern hemisphere is the northeast trade wind, and the wind which is coming to fill or coming to converge in this intertropical zone, intertropical convergence zones from southern hemisphere is southeast trade winds. So in this ITCZ, northeast and southeast trade winds converge, and this convergence zone lies more or less parallel to the equator but moves north or south with the apparent movement of the sun. तो ये जोन नॉर्थवर्ड और साउथवर्ड थोड़ी सी शिफ्ट हो जाती है, because as we all know that our sun is somewhat moving from topic of Cancer to the topic of Capricorn. As we all know that earth is revolving around the sun, तो उसके apparent movement के साथ ही this ITCZ zone also shifted somewhat 10 degree north and south of the equator with the apparent movement of the sun. So this is all about the intertropical convergence zone. The next phenomenon, that is El Nino, and El Nino, as we discussed in our last class, that El Nino is a Spanish word. It is a Spanish word and it means the child, because of that El Nino is coming during winter season in the month of December, and in December too it comes near the Christmas. So it resembles, the child is somewhat resembling baby Christ, because as we all know that on Christmas Jesus Christ born on that particular day. So that's why El Nino meaning that is the child, and it refers to the baby Christ. So 2 to 3 things are clear, that El Nino is a Spanish word, it means the child, and due to that it coming during Christmas near in the winter month or December month, this is somewhat resembling baby Christ. So what is the El Nino? So El Nino is a periodic development. So it is not coming continuous. Every year it is not coming. It is coming after an interval of 4 to 5 years. And it is a periodic development of warm ocean current along the coast of Peru or the Peruvian coast. तो आपका पेरू का जो कोस्ट लाइन है वहां पे टेम्परेचर क्या लेता है, लो, और एल नीनो की वजह से वहां का टेम्परेचर क्या हो जाता है, हाई. तो एल नीनो जो कॉन्सेप्ट है, दैट कॉन्सेप्ट इज दैट इट इज अ क्लाइमेटिक और वेदर फेनोमेनन इन विच the temperature of the Peruvian coast rise due to the development of warm ocean current along the Peruvian coast. So that is the El Nino. And what is the effect of El Nino? El Nino की इफेक्ट की वजह से हमारे यहाँ पे मॉनसून या तो लेट आएगा और या फिर हमारे यहाँ पे मॉनसून अच्छी अमाउंट मतलब गुड अमाउंट ऑफ रेनफॉल नहीं लेके आएगा. सो दैट इज द इफेक्ट ऑफ द एल नीनो ऑन द इंडियन मॉनसून. सो दैट इज द इफेक्ट. Okay, so this is all about the El Nino. Now from you students who want to explain it. Yes, so we discussed about the El Nino. Now the next topic is the onset of the monsoon and withdrawal. So onset of the monsoon means coming of the monsoon, arriving of the monsoon, arrival of the monsoon, and withdrawal of the monsoon, that is retreating of the monsoon. Monsoon का जाना और monsoon का आना, that is onset or advancing monsoon. So the duration of the monsoon is given here, that is 100 to 120 days from early June to mid of September. And monsoon also is not steady, it is dynamic, it is pulsating in nature. मतलब जरूरी नहीं है कि जितनी बारिश होती है उतनी ही हो, जिस एरिया में जितनी होती है वहां पे उतनी की उतनी ही बारिश हो, मतलब उसमें चेंज हो सकता है, बिकॉज एटमॉस्फेरिक कंडीशन अगर डिफरेंट है, दैट आल्सो चेंज द monsoon pattern. So there are lots of concepts which we will discuss in our upcoming classes. वैसे आपका course complete है, there is no problem regarding it, and burst of the monsoon we will discuss in our next class. Thank you so much students. Thank you so